Hi, I'm Mark Greaney, and this is my writer's dossier.
No writers were harmed in the production of this podcast.
So we're here today to talk about the latest Court Gentry book, The Gray Man, The Hard Line. So, all right, let's just get right to it here. Lee Child says, I love The Gray Man. Steve Barry says Mark Greaney reigns as one of the recognized masters of action and adventure. And finally, quote, Mark Greaney is really cool, the folks at the Writer's Dossier. So, 15 Gray Man novels. Folks out there, this is a great entry point to get into the Gray Man and see what's going on with Court Gentry. And for you longtime followers, Hightower. Hightower's back. So don't miss this. This is fantastic. So, Mark, just let everybody know we keep it short here on the Writer's Dossier, 15, 20 minutes in and out. So you have time to get out there and do what you're doing. Tell us what Court Gentry is up to now in your 15th Gray Man.
Well, yeah, as you said, it's number 15. For me, the most important thing is that every book is different, but I do like that there's the ability for them to stand on their own 2 feet. And so that's what we have here. In this book, you have your hero, Gentry. If you haven't read any of the other books, he's a former CIA officer. And now he's working for an off the books intelligence shop called the Ghost Town. And Ghost Town is doing jobs for the deputy director of operations. And somehow, basically, all 18 of the U.S. intelligence agencies have been infiltrated by this kind of shadowy force. And Court and his team have been sort of tasked with digging into that. But at the same time, the father of a man that Court killed for reasons that made sense in an earlier book, has come looking for him. And so this guy is a very legendary Northern Irish assassin who has the means and the capability and absolutely the will to come after Court. So this book, I think, is probably my most layered and textured of all my novels, because it has a lot to do with family. It has a lot to do with sort of the timelines of the characters' lives and the histories. And I think it's kind of with having all the action that all the books have, it also has a whole lot of other story layered into it.
And I love that. He's got things coming at him from all angles, both high concept things with all the 18 intelligence agencies and some personal stuff. And you make a real personal connection here with the hard line being blood of the family. That's the line you don't cross, right?
Yeah, exactly. I initially pitched this book to my editor. Like every year we talk about what the book's going to be about, but for probably 5 years, I've always said I want there to be a story where some random thing that happens in our earlier book kind of comes back to haunt Court. And it doesn't have to be the whole plot of the story, but it has to be that was sort of the thing that I grabbed onto. And I said, this is what I really want to lean into in the story. And so the kind of the bloodlines of the characters and how, they question whether or not the people who do what they do are sort of destined to go down that same road.
I love it. So this sounds like a really cool book.